So I'm just back from pickup. As you can see, I'm going to record this, then I'm going to go shower. But I have very strong opinions on this. And the Rookie of the Year race is over, by the way. It is absolutely over. I just want everyone to make that clear. This Rookie of the Year race is over. It is over. Not because I think player A is better than player B. I just think it's over. But before we get on to things, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We can somehow hit like 19.3k by the end of the day. Like, we were trying to hit 19k, and if we can hit 19.3k, that'll be ridiculous. So thank you guys for watching. And I just want to say this. This is not a this is going to sound like an anti-Angel Reese video, because I don't think she deserves to win Player of the Week. But wait, before you guys leave a hate comment, neither did Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese was not even the best player on her team this week. How crazy is that? She was not even the best player on her team. Player of the Week, 16.8, 14, 1.2. Kennedy Carter was the best player on her team this week. I want to show you guys what Kennedy Carter did this week. Kennedy Carter is the deserving Player of the Week, by the way. And this is before all the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese crap. Kennedy Carter is the deserving Player of the Week, because I'm going to show you guys what Kennedy Carter did this week. She was the best player in the Eastern Conference this week. Like, you can't give it to, especially, first of all, I will argue the Caitlin Clark case as well. I think Caitlin Clark was better this week than Angel Reese, but neither of them were as good as Kennedy Carter. They weren't. Like, that's not crazy. Like, look in the games that count, by the way. In the games that count, Kennedy Carter, 20, 15, 26, 33, 21. 33, 26 in their wins. And by the way, the Sky lost more games than they won this week. And if you want to say, oh, but like, look at Angel Reese's stats, 16, 14. Kennedy Carter averaged what? Let me see what she averaged. She averaged like 23 points this week on ridiculous efficiency. On over 50% shooting as a guard. And in the 2 games they won, averaged 30. In the 2 games they won, averaged 30. Like, look, Angel Reese was great. Don't get it twisted. Angel Reese was great. She was not even the best player on her team this week. And this is where you're looking at awards, and I'm just like, are they just giving Angel Reese awards? I saw Angel Reese won some, they're just giving her awards at this stage, because she's not deserving of this. She's just not. And again, I don't think Caitlin Clark's deserving either. Kennedy Carter, if you're giving it to a Sky player, she wasn't even the best player on her team. But also, let's just talk about Caitlin Clark in this same spell. So, the Sky in 5 games played 4 games against teams that were below 500, were above 500, and 1 game against a team below 500. They beat the Atlanta Dream, who suck. That is the Atlanta Dream without Ryan Howard. So they beat the Atlanta Dream without Ryan Howard. Great win against the Seattle Storm. I think 1A, 1B with Caitlin Clark's second game against the Sky for best game by a rookie. Exceptional. She hit a couple of threes. Exceptional game against the Storm. But also, Kennedy Carter was better that game. Like, as great as Angel Reese was, she wasn't even the best player on her team in the best game she played. Then against the Aces, where this started off, Angel Reese got given player of the game against the Aces when she got 23 points put on her head in a half by Aja Wilson. And then she got, I think, 18 and 14 when she had like 9 and 9 going into the 4th, down 30. Like, this doesn't make sense. And also, if you want to take into account Caitlin Clark, this same week, during the same spell of games, averaged 15.8 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, and 11 assists a game. So, there's a 5.5 difference in rebounding for a 10 difference in assists per game. And also, Caitlin Clark played 4 teams that all had an above 500 record. They beat the Mercury, and then they beat the best team in the league, the Liberty. So they beat the Liberty, they beat the Mercury, and their losses came to the Storm, who split it against the Chicago Sky, and the Aces, who also beat the Chicago Sky. But the funny thing is that the final score was very similar between the Sky and the Aces and the Fever and the Aces. The difference is that the Fever were down 5 points, I think, maybe, going into the 4th, whereas the Sky were down like 25 points in the 4th quarter, and then the Aces took their foot off the pedal, took their foot off the gas, and the Sky brought it back to 12. Two completely different stories of, one was a blowout, one was a close game. They were the same score. Just like, in fairness, the last game against Seattle, when they lost by 13, people were like, oh, Angel Reese minus 13. It's like, no, that was a 4-point game till about a minute and a half to go. Like, that was a really close game. It didn't matter that it was 13. But again, box score watches are box score watches. But at the same time, I don't think this was Angel Reese's best week. I actually don't. I'm looking at these games, and I'm like, Angel Reese had a very, very pedestrian game against the Aces. I know she cooked them in garbage time. I didn't think she was okay against Minnesota. She did a good job on the Feast Collier. Everything else kind of struggled. Like, again, she shot like 25% in that game. She had a pretty okay game against the Dream. Again, struggles guarding Tina Charles, but also they struggled with her. An unbelievable game against Seattle and an okay game against Seattle. I genuinely think if you were giving Angel Reese Player of the Week, it should have been the week where she cooked Chicago. That was her best. That was probably her most meaningful game as a rookie. You probably give it to her there. 25 and 16. That's when you give Angel Reese Rookie of the Week. This was the best week Caitlin Clark played. It just was. It was the best week Caitlin Clark played. And stats-wise, box score stats, Caitlin Clark was also better. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, I don't know why we're arguing right now between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, because Angel Reese didn't rob Caitlin Clark. She robbed Kennedy. She robbed her teammate. She robbed her own teammate. Like, how Kennedy Carter did not win Player of the Week after averaging 30 in her team's wins, and how Angel Reese can go 2-3 in a week, with one of those wins being against the Ryan Howard-less Dream, who are, like, just garbage. How? I'm telling you, this does a disservice to Angel Reese. This does a disservice to Angel Reese. And I said it again. I said it right after when she got Player of the Game, despite being destroyed through 3 quarters by A'ja Wilson, and then A'ja Wilson just stopped trying. She got 23 put in her head and a half against the Aces. And, like, she won Player of the Game. She was not good. So that's when I was like, okay, yeah, Angel Reese is going to get these awards. It is what it is. And it's just a sad thing. The Rookie of the Year race is over. I'm sorry. If we can add up what both of these players did in this week, and also what Kennedy Carter did, and still give Player of the Week to Angel Reese. And by the way, like, the Liberty were on a massive winning streak. I would not be surprised if, I haven't checked the stats, if one of Breanna, Steward, or Sabrina Ionescu had a better week than both of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese as well. Than both of them. I don't think either of them deserve to win. Like, if I saw Caitlin Clark's name here, I probably would be, like, I would have made the same video. I don't think it's as egregious for Caitlin Clark, because I think she was better than A'ja Reese this week. And also, she didn't have someone on her team who was better than her. So I don't think it's as egregious. But at the same time, I would be making a video being like, this is a pity award. This is a pity award. Caitlin Clark did not deserve it. Because Caitlin Clark did not deserve the award. But neither did Angel Reese. And again, it's made so much worse when the probable, like, actual person who deserved the award is on her team. So yeah, that is the video. That is the rant over. I'm going to go shower. So the Rookie of the Year is over. If Angel Reese can win a Player of the Week in the entire WNBA while having, I'm not going to lie, I don't care about the box score stats, not even her best week. Angel Reese has had better weeks than this. Angel Reese, I'm telling you, has had better weeks than this. I don't care about the box score. I've watched. Angel Reese has had weeks where she is more deserving of Player of the Week than this. I wouldn't have even been that opposed to it if right after she destroyed the Sky, they gave it to her. Because that was like the game everyone wanted. That was the pressure game, and that was the game where you give it to her. But you don't give it to... How? Kennedy Carter won them 2 games. Like, okay, she hit some big free throws in the stretch against the Storm. She was unbelievable against the Storm. She had one unbelievable game. But a game where Caitlin Clark had an equally as unbelievable game the next day. But then Kennedy Carter also won the game by herself against the Atlanta Dream. I'm sorry, she won it by herself. How? How did Kennedy Carter not get this award?